Hey, what's up guys? First things first, let me go ahead and thank you so much for the patience and the kind words you guys have sent me. If you're brand new here on YouTube, you're probably like, hey, why is this guy posted like 2 videos and I haven't seen anything? Well, the honest answer is I've been going through some things in my personal life, been trying to figure all that out. All is well and I'm back, and what better way to start the channel back out than with a brand new mic. Super excited about that. Let me know if you like the way it sounds in the comments. It is a Rode pod mic and I so far really love it. I'm going to be testing it out for the very first time live on Twitch tonight. So if you want to check that out, it's going to be twitch.tv/wubbypumpkin. Would love for you to come over there and hang out. But let's jump into the video. So I've been trying to take my time really getting my thoughts fleshed out and everything about the topic that I want to talk about today. And it involves Nintendo, so you already know by the title, why Nintendo? And it's a question that I honestly keep asking myself because I don't know the answer to it. Why Nintendo? Let me tell you a little bit what I mean. Why Nintendo in the sense of why are you like this Nintendo, but also why Nintendo in the sense of like, why are we as the Nintendo fans the way that we are? So let's split those two things apart and let's talk about the why the corporation Nintendo first. Nintendo, your Switch is amazing. So many people love it. Me being one. All right, so full honesty, the Switch was the last console that I got in this last gen. I got an Xbox, and then I got a PS4, and then I got the Switch. And I did that because I thought that the Switch would honestly be kind of the lamest one of all of them. And it quickly became my most played console. You just really can't turn your nose up at the portability, the convenience, the fun that is just packaged into a little bite-sized thing that you can also dock and enjoy on your TV or streaming like I do a lot. It's just awesome. I did not realize how much I was going to enjoy the console. However, that's where I'm going to stop saying nice things about the console right now because I'm very disappointed with Nintendo as a company because I don't feel like as a fan and as a new fan, because I didn't grow up with the NES or the Super NES. My first console was a PlayStation 1, like the slim re-release of it. And I loved Sony and I stuck with Sony until the time that I was gifted an Xbox 360. And since then, I've pretty much played on everything. I had owned a Nintendo DS. I just really wasn't a Nintendo guy. And then I got the Switch and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out. I got a GameCube and then I got a Wii and I've been playing all these older Nintendo titles that are just classics that you have to play and really have been enjoying them. But the Switch, man, like it's such a great console for a company that I feel like isn't listening to its fan base. And as someone who really doesn't know, has it always been this way? So let me give you some examples, some things that I know frustrate me and frustrate others. One of which is Nintendo Online. I think I pay somewhere around 25 or 30 bucks. I don't remember right off the top of my head for the family plan. So my wife and I both can have Nintendo Online, and it does get the job done. I can play online, not very well, I'll say, not very well. It's not a dedicated, faithful connection, but it does connect me to the internet. It also provides a really cool resource that I thought was really awesome, which is the Nintendo Online gaming service that gives you access to NES games as well as Super NES games. To me, that was a really big win because I could go back and play some of these games so easily and in handheld mode. But then we don't really get any updates. We don't get anything else. And so that quickly has become a bit dull for me. Would I like to see some Nintendo 64 stuff? Sure. Personally, I don't think that those games aged well, so I don't think that we'll see those on Nintendo Online anytime soon. However, we will see re-releases. Things like this, and I'll go ahead and jump into my next point. Things like this amazing game right here that came with Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, just ready to rock it with the 3D All-Star Collection. All of these games almost exactly like they were when they originally came out, just directly ported to the Switch for a whopping $60. A full price game for games that haven't had anything done to them that make them better, run smoother, look nicer. We've seen this before, a re-release of a collection of 3 games. We've seen this before. We've seen it before. Actually, we've seen it twice. twice before. We've seen the Crash Insane trilogy, where we got the 3 original PlayStation Crash games completely built again, remastered, coming out, and then my personal favorite, my favorite game of all time, Spyro the Dragon, the Reignited trilogy, gave us all 3 of those games completely built again from the ground up. The voice actors came back and revoiced it. So if anything, this game is worth $60. But you know what these hit the shelves at? $40. You mean that Sony, or technically I guess it's not Sony, but Activision and Toys for Bob can give us completely remastered games for $40, but Nintendo can't give us regurgitation, which is great regurgitation. I'm for it. It's here in my hand, but can't give us regurgitation for anything better than a full AAA game priced title. Why, Nintendo? Why are you like this? Why is this? Okay, Mario 35th Anniversary was really super cool. I really got into the Zelda games this last year, just going back and playing those, and was super stoked because Zelda also celebrated a 35th anniversary last February. And you know what we got for them? Basically nothing during the anniversary, because we were celebrating Pokemon. I get it. Pokemon was celebrating a 25th year anniversary. We're going to talk about them. And Pokemon is honestly probably the biggest cash cow, the biggest money avenue for Nintendo. I totally get all that. However, I got nothing for Zelda. Like, why didn't I get more for Zelda? We got finally an announcement of a re-release of Skyward Sword, which by the way is a direct port of the Wii version of the game. They did have to rework a little bit of the controls to make it work, you know, with the Joy-Cons and to be in handheld mode. They did do that, and they did offer an amiibo, which many people have considered paid DLC, because what that amiibo does is you pay, what is it, $35 for the amiibo, and it lets you go back into the sky wherever you want. But there are statues everywhere that you can already go to get back into the sky in the regular game. That game released, it's almost identical. It's HD remastered. They just cleaned up some textures. It's almost exactly like the one that released on the Wii. The motion controls are still bad, honestly. The handheld's decent. And that game released for more money than the original Skyward Sword released at. It cost more on the Switch than it did on the Wii. Explain that to me, Nintendo. Why? Why is that the case? You didn't do a whole lot of work with that game, and there it is. Okay, and you gave us a Game & Watch. Well, that's great. That worked out great for the Mario version of it, but I really wanted to see a little bit more. And I'm hopeful, I'm very hopeful, that even though I'm saying this in a video today, that the story of Zelda for 2021 is not over. I know we're looking at getting the Breath of the Wild 2, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how that happens. And I'm very excited about it, but I just wanted a little bit more to celebrate Zelda because I really enjoyed it. I mentioned Pokemon earlier. Let's talk some more about Pokemon. Pokemon is not a game that I ever really played since I wasn't a Nintendo guy. The only handheld I ever owned was the DS. But I did play Pokemon Pearl on the DS, so I'm a little excited about the remake. When I learned that we were going to get a Diamond Pearl remake, I was like, yes, this is what it is. And then I saw it and I was like, it's not what I thought. I wanted Sword and Shield-ish level of remake, and we didn't get that, but that's okay. I'm still probably going to get it. Pokemon Arceus looks incredible. I'm very, very hopeful. Nintendo, please don't let me down. I'm very hopeful about Pokemon Arceus. It's going to be, I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's going to be a really, really good time there. I'm super excited about that. But I wanted something a little more there, honestly. And I don't feel like we really got that. But we did get a new version of the console. 2 months ago, we got a new version of the console, the Switch OLED, the Switch Pro that everyone has been wanting and waiting for. And you know what? It's exactly the same hardware. It's got a much better kickstand, I'll give you that, and a slightly larger OLED screen that is going to look nice. However, it's still 720p 30 frames per second resolution. So if anything, we're just stretching out that small resolution a little bit more. It's gonna be bright and it's gonna look good, and many people are honestly worried about burn-in. If you have any hours in Breath of the Wild, you know that when you unlock the Divine Beast, they don't leave the top left side of your screen. Those icons stay there pretty much the entire time. And so I don't know if that's going to burn in, if that's something that we're really going to need to worry about, but maybe it is a valid concern. Here's the crazy part. The Switch, for those of you who are docked gamers like me, because I primarily use my Switch when I'm streaming, I play docked, you're not getting a performance boost at all. It's the exact same Switch that you currently have in your hand or in your dock or wherever you keep your Switch. No performance increase there. So yeah, the screen is nice, but we're not really seeing anything, which is really disappointing because Nintendo is having a hard time playing their own games with the Switch. That's the thing for me. I got Hyrule Warriors because I was just super excited about Zelda. I've really enjoyed Zelda, as I've already said. And I was so disappointed to see how many frames drop in that game consistently. I tried to play it on stream a little bit with my wife, so we both had a playable character and a split screen mode on the screen, and the game was nearly unplayable in some sections because we would drop down well into the single digits for our frame rate, and that's just not gonna work for a hack and slash type game like Hyrule Warriors. A perfect opportunity for them to remedy that would be to give us a Switch that could play Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity very well, but they did not. Why, Nintendo? Why? All right, let's take the flip of this, because I think the second question of why Nintendo fans are the way that we are, I think that is honestly why Nintendo gets away. I think that's the answer to the first question. Why do we buy this? We know that this is not a good value. These are great games, not a good value. It's in my hand anyway. Why? Why did we do that? I played Mario 35. It was awesome. I knew that I was only going to have it for a year, but whatever. It was a fine time. But when I look at other games that are just giving so much more and still yet this is in my hand, why? Why do we do that? Why? The thing is, Nintendo is going to keep doing what they're doing and not giving us more with online, not giving us more bang for our buck, if you will, for what we're going to pay, because even the OLED cost more than the original unit for basically no new hardware. And the thing is, we're going to buy it anyway. Now, I have put my feet in the ground and made the resolve that I am not going to get the OLED. I'm just gonna, even though I make content, I'm just not going to do it because I do stream docked primarily. And so it just doesn't make any sense for me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait for the next console. However, like most of us in the content creation world are gonna kind of have to buy that. And many parents are gonna think this is bigger and better, not really knowing, and buy it for their kids. So many of you already have a couple Switches and you're still gonna buy it. Just because you want the bigger screen, you're gonna pay the $50 extra and you're gonna get the same Switch you have with a slightly larger screen. And I get it because it's cool. And those white Joy-Cons look fire. They look so good. I totally get it. I totally get it. But also, it's why things are like this. So I don't know. I just wanted to open up a discussion, see what you guys thought, because I feel like a lot of people are already talking about this and I wanted to talk about it as well, because I don't understand a company that I feel like just doesn't give its people like its fan base what they're wanting. Nintendo Online, I understand if you can't give us Nintendo 64 games because they didn't age well. Give us Game Boy. I'm in the Game Boy club. Give me some Game Boy games that I didn't get to play as a kid because I didn't have a Game Boy that I can now play on my Switch in handheld mode and just have a blast with it. Give me those Pokemon on Game Boy through Game Boy Advance on Nintendo Online. You could totally do it. I'm even okay with paying, because obviously we'll pay a lot. I'm even okay with paying a little more for my Nintendo Online subscription if I get that. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Please remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, let me know. I want you guys to be honest. Also, if you enjoy the channel and you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. It really helps my morale and it helps out a lot to know that I'm making videos that you guys enjoy. So please do that. And like I said, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday over at twitch.tv/WebbyPumpkin. I would love to have you over there and to hang out in the chat live with me sometime. And hey, if you do, please let me know that you found the channel because of YouTube. I think that would be really, really cool just to know that we shared interests on more than one platform. How cool would that be? So anyway, thank you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you all. You have an awesome, awesome day.